So I wanted to point out a fact. The fact is that I could not have, quote, been grooming my former friend from Argentina, whom I did not know existed until she was 19 years old, and I did not even attempt to start going out with her until she was 21. Okay? So this is something that needs to be set straight. So the dimwit that is dating the other dimwit, or allegedly dating, for all I know she's a made-up person. But the point is, you want to call me a groomer, please enlighten me as to how a man of consensual age can groom a woman of consensual age. Think about that. Now, when I'm told to stay away from somebody because I'm a, quote, groomer, again, how can a man of consensual age groom a woman of consensual age? This might shock people, okay? But believe it or not, despite what these trolls think, the women that I seek companionship with have the right to make up their own minds as to whether or not they wish to spend time with me. It's not up to random anonymous people on the internet who people spend time with. Now, the thing is, it's quite humorous because these people, as you can tell, it's a lot of projection. If you look at Royce, if you look at JJ, if you look at Pessy, if you look at Frozen Asian, these people, one look, and you can tell that they probably play with children as a hobby. That's probably what they do. I do not. I do not have these problems. I do not project these problems onto other people. These people do that. Okay? They want to call me a groomer for having a friend that was 19 years old. Why were we friends? I'm not going to get into some of the reasons we were friends, but the primary reason that she and I were friends, my friend from Argentina, the primary reason we were friends is because we were mutually supportive of one another on an emotional basis. That's why we were friends with one another. There's other factors that we agreed on and disagreed on, yada, yada, yada. She doesn't want to talk about those things anymore. And I'm not going to talk about those things anymore. But the fact is, it's literally impossible for me to groom an adult woman of the legal age of consent that is mentally competent. Let me put it this way. The young lady that was friends with me from Argentina has an IQ of at least 148, which is, I believe, genius level. If not, it's the high end of gifted. So you're painting a picture that an adult man met an adult woman over the internet and then somehow proceeded to groom her despite the fact that she has a genius level IQ. In what way was this young lady debilitated that I was grooming her? Zero. I was not grooming her. I did not even know she existed. See, the thing is, they're also pointing out that she was, quote, 18/19. When she was 18 years old, I didn't even know she existed. So I couldn't have been, quote, grooming her when she was 18 for a couple reasons. The first one, of course, being that an 18-year-old in the nation of Argentina is of consensual age. So, how can an adult man groom someone that's of consensual age? The second and more important reason I could not have groomed her is because I didn't know she existed at the age of 18. I didn't begin to desire a relationship with her until she was about 21 years old. Okay? And the reason why is because I was concerned about how it might look. I've since gotten over such moral hang-ups and things like that. I don't care anymore. As long as the person that I want to date is at least 18 years or older, I'm probably cool. Probably 21, like 19, 20, 21, somewhere in there, probably more so. But the thing is, this idea that I'm grooming adult women is bogus. Okay? I'm not grooming anybody. I simply offer people certain circumstances. If they choose to take the circumstances, they choose to take them. So the point that I would like to make, and I'm going to mention Eliana by name, again, because they continually are bringing up Eliana as a point of harassment against me. So the point that I would like to make is what she needs to recognize is that she, at this point, in my opinion, should feel compelled to tell the truth. Okay? If for no other reason, simply to recognize that I'm not angry at her. I've never been truly angry at her. I understand what happened. I think she was lied to about me, because it's obvious they're lying to everybody about me. As I said, I have no criminal record. They've fabricated the criminal record. I'm sure they told her very nasty things about me that aren't true, and I'm sure she believed them. I also know that they paid her to say nasty things about me. And I think that it's time for her to at least admit that at the very most, what she and I had was a misunderstanding. And she knows that, and she needs to set the record straight. Because this is getting ridiculous. I'm not mad at her. The reason there's a little bit of a touch of anger in my voice is not at her, it's at these people that did this to her and I. There was no reason to put her through any of this. That's the point that I would like to make. You put both she and I through a lot of nonsense. Okay? A lot of nonsense. And you want to continually harass me and continually spread lies about me, it's going to bite you in the ass. I am not stalking anybody. I have never stalked anybody. I am not grooming anybody. I have never groomed anybody. And it is impossible for an adult man to groom an adult woman with an adequate level of intelligence. Let's remember that her level of intelligence is where my level of intelligence is. So I was not grooming a 21-year-old woman, because that's when I started trying to be her boyfriend, and it didn't work out too well, I suppose. But the point that I would like to make is I was not grooming her when she was 19 years old. She was of consensual age. If anybody believes that an adult man can groom an adult woman with an adequate IQ, they're an idiot. Now, I know that the people that work at Daywave are probably groomers. I know that they're probably sexual perverts from the way I've heard them talk about my former friend and other women. And the thing is, they like to project that onto me. Good luck with that. The fact is reality. Okay? The fact is reality reigns supreme in reality. The internet is baloney. So you can keep talking crap and keep accusing me of grooming adult women. I hope you went to the police with that one, that I was grooming 20-year-olds, because that makes perfect sense. An adult man is grooming adult women to tell them how much he cares about them and hopes they're safe. Yeah, I'm such a monster. I'm so horrible that I was so concerned about somebody. That's how I was grooming her, because I was concerned about her. Like, come on. This is freaking ridiculous. And if you want to keep bringing my former friend up as a point of harassment against me, I'll bring her up. And I hope she understands that at this point in time, she needs to start recognizing that what she did was wrong. I'm sure she already does recognize that what she did was wrong, but she needs to start recognizing that her not saying the truth is allowing these people to continually harass me. It's driven me to the point of suicide almost, and it's not right that she continues to simply lie by omission after she flat out lied. And she needs to know that. It's not okay to lie about me like that, especially when I was concerned about her. I was a true friend of hers. I never betrayed her. Even at the height of this, I didn't betray her. And I will never betray her. I was offered to appear on Daywave so that they could make it look like I was saying nasty things about her. I never did, because I'm not stupid. I knew what they were about, and I knew they were trying to turn her and I against each other for ratings. I didn't do that, and I never would do that. I would never do anything to her purposely that would harm her. I never would. I never tried to. As far as I was concerned, she and I were friends throughout most of that. I never did anything to betray her or lie about her or anything. Everything I said was the truth, and she knows it was the truth. She knows damned well that she told many lies about me. And she can continue to double down on those lies, and she can continue to not care how this has affected my life. She can continue to not care that she's driven me almost to the brink of suicide through her lies. Okay, she can continue to not care about that. She can continue to not care that, when she told me to kill myself, several times, that really affected me. That really affected me because I cared about her deeply. I very greatly cared about her as a friend. And when she said that, it really did upset me. And, recently I haven't been feeling all that hot because of this harassment. And she's participating in it by not telling the truth. And she needs to recognize that she is actively participating in it by passively omitting the truth. That there was no possible way I was grooming her at the age of 19 years old. It's literally impossible.